village in Mandera East. Abdi Khaliq Mahmoud and Abdi below, Form 4 candidates at Mandera Secondary School, are herding their family livestock. Abdi Khaliq and Abdi are armed with revision books in hand out here in the field, only occasionally flipping through pages to read. It's either they do this or remain behind in the syllabus.
Here in the village, we cannot access the online studies. Tulisikia kwa radio too, there's online studies. So there's so many challenges. First of all, hapa kupata network ndio shida hata kwanza. Network is leave of accessing things on online. Hata kufanya call ndio tunaenda kwa mlima ama tunapanda miti. 2/3 of primary and secondary schools in Mandera are located in rural areas, meaning more than 8,000 KCSE and KCPE candidates from here are lagging way behind in the syllabus coverage. E-learning is a distant dream in rural areas like this.
How do you expect now people living in the villages, Atagawa, Lafay, Fino, or the rural areas? Those people don't have even the smartphones, live of TVs and other essential devices that support online services. So I see as a person the initiative proposed by the government is useless.
This is a region where majority 90% or over 70% are pastoralists, where even the daily bread is a challenge. So I think I can safely say in our region, I think we are not benefiting.
In Mandera town, however, access to online services is possible. Tabisaq, a Form 3 student at Lanana High School in Nairobi, is among the few privileged learners in this region, able to access digital aids for virtual learning.
We find that many Mandela students don't have the privilege because their parents cannot afford the expenses. They cannot buy the GB for them on daily basis. So at least I am a privilege. I have got the opportunity.
Before the corona swept the nation, Mandera County was already grappling shortage of teachers after mass exodus of non-local teachers who used to make the bulk percentage of the teaching fraternity in the county. Then came the coronavirus, which diminished the education hopes and progress in the county. Private schools are often perceived as a better off, but in the northern eastern region, most are equally handicapped and cannot quench the thirst of knowledge for their learners at this time.
But the level of income of private schools is very, it's not as stable as such. Because ordinarily we would have got equipment to help us be able to do this, but we are also handicapped.
This is the reality of things in the wild north, Mandera, Wajir, Marsabit and Turkana counties. Ahmed Abdi, NTV, Mandera. And yes, Smithy, this is the real story and that is happening in Mandera County. Majority of the students and candidates, particularly across the northern Kenya, from Turkana, Marsabit, Garissa and Wajir, all of them were told to stand for their own. And it showed the big disparity in the Kenyan education system. Leila?
Well, Ahmed, the big question is whether to keep the exam dates in November or to push them further. This is the big headache for the government of Kenya, teachers and even the candidates themselves. Some are indeed learning with their teachers while others are left to revise on their own. Take a look.
Just a moment, gentlemen.
8 a.m. Monday morning at Rockfields Boys Senior School in Ongata Rongai, Kajiado County. Form 4 candidates are logged in from various locations as the teacher leads the lesson.
That's correct.
Assignments are also shared on this platform.
The only thing we are doing for now is revision mostly for the work that we have covered, because we cannot continue with the syllabus since some of the pupils are not on board.
But the fate of the KCSE exams is still in limbo, even though the government insists nothing has changed and the big date is still November.
The exams not be postponed but be lowered to a level of areas which have already been covered and are easy for the students to comprehend.
But Maurice Wambua, a Form 4 student at Katine Boys School in Machakos County, does not share in the privilege of e-learning. His days are characterized by chores, yet he will be writing the same exam as his peers.
Kuna masomo yenye tuko nyuma kama CRE, Kiswahili, set books bado hatujamaliza kusoma. Naona kama mtihani kikuja bado hatujui kufanya nini, kujibu maswali. Kama kenye mimi naona ni vile serikali iharakisha tufungue hata kama ni kitado cha 4 kiende shuleni.
Kwa mazingira wa shuleni napata kuwa tumezoeana na kukaa na kusoma mtihani, kuamka, kuja darasani, kusoma, kuendeleza silabasi, lakini napata hapa nyumbani kuwa ni tuna uhuru tu wa kufanya kitu yoyote, unaweza amua uache kusoma.
Hapa hivyo ni mola tu, lakini kwa tunajisomea na kuweka mola mbele.
Then there are the standard 8 pupils scheduled to sit their KCPE exams in early November. The story is the same here, privileged and disadvantaged.
Online ndio saa zingine moto inaisha kwa simu au network ikue chini ama bundles ziishe.
Wakati tuko huko nyumbani ni kulima, kuchota maji na kuenda kulisha mbuzi. Tunapatanga wakati, lakini wakati unakuanga mchache. Wakati tunaendelea kufanya revision, tunaweza patana na maswali magumu hatuwezi uliza.
Once the coronavirus is kicked out, the rush to recover lost time will take center stage, and that burden will befall a key group, the teachers.
I would want to allay fears that the pending work will not be done, especially for those preparing to sit national examinations. And for the other classes, at least we will be able to continue with the work. Even with the backlog, time can be found.
Iliwapo itaenda chini kufikia mwezi wa 6 vile waziri alisema na shule sifunguliwe, ningependa kusema kwamba serikali ipatie nafasi ya kwanza Form 4 na Class 8. Form 4 na Class 8 ni kama gari ambalo limefunga barabara. Mwenye hiyo gari asipotoa aidha aendeshe ama wafurude hiyo gari itoke kwa barabara, magari mengine haiwezi kufanya nini? Kupita.
But even they are divided on the fate of the final examinations.
We've not reached, in my view, a critical stage that will require exams to be moved. At least where we are, should we be able to come back to school in June, I'm sure these exams can take off. And exams does not necessarily mean the syllabus should have been covered up to the end.
Let's not be in a rush. Even if it means to postpone those exams, I don't see the harm in it, so long as students get to do those exams while they have finished the syllabus and done adequate revision, as it were. The time lost should be compensated.
The Education Ministry says it is working closely with the Ministry of Health to ensure schools are safe for students once schools resume. But no one can tell when that will be.